right, Emerson and Matt back on your screen. We have ripped through the Patriots win. Now it's time for us to do that other thing you like, quick hits with 5 weeks to play here, Matty. 30 of the league's 32 teams enter today, still mathematically alive to make the playoffs. The Jets are not one of them, but still on an extremely important mission to tank for Trevor here. And they almost did the unthinkable on Sunday and actually win, leading by 4 against the Raiders with under 10 seconds to go. Yeah, that's when Derek Carr connects with Henry Ruggs the third, 46-yard score. How does this happen?
It's a wild situation. I fortunately haven't been on a team that goes through this, but the emotions have to be sort of conflicted. The staff that's there, they're probably not going to be there anyhow. If you're a player, you're fighting like crazy to get a job, but you have to kind of know deep down, the guys up in the booth or in the box, they don't want you to win. They can't possibly want you to win, especially in these circumstances.
All right, well, Las Vegas ahead of New England in the race to the postseason, so a 31-28 dub. Not great, Bob. Let's go to the next one. Colts currently in that 7th and final postseason spot in the AFC, Matt, receiving an early gift from Kris Kringle, down by 6 at the Indy 2-yard line, 90 seconds to play. Deshaun Watson fumbles it. Colts recover. What's it like watching something like this from the sideline?
Yeah, it's disheartening, obviously. You feel all the momentum going one direction, and all of a sudden sort of the rug's pulled out from under you.
Like J.J. Watt can't believe it. Look at this guy. He's like, for real, man.
It looks like the Richard Sherman when he looks up, you know, the touchdown, the go Malcolm go thing. It's kind of that. Wait, what did that just happen? Did I just see that? I thought we were good, you know. But this is what happens in professional football. It's why I tell folks with these 5 games remaining, to continue to keep an eye out. We don't know what Miami's going to do. We don't know what the Colts are going to do in these coming weeks. There's still a lot of football left to go. Yeah,
Colts improved to 8-4. It was supposed to be a battle of the backfields with Cleveland, Tennessee, Nick Chubb versus Derrick Henry. Little did we know Baker Mayfield felt like becoming the first Browns quarterback since Otto Graham in 1952 to score 4 touchdowns in the first half. What impresses you the most, though, about Cleveland being 9-3?
They're playing smart football. I think one of these, the touchdown that's showing right now, there was only one wide receiver even on the field. So this is a hard sell play action. It's sort of a play that was built, and that's not. You don't need OBJ to do that, right? You just need a really well executed football play and someone to capitalize on the end of it. So you like that they're being resourceful. And again, you referred to the original thing. If they have to fall back on a really strong running game, they got it. And I think that's very important this time of year.
All right, 41-35, Tennessee falling to 8-4. Back to the AFC East. I'll just tell you guys now, the Dolphins pick up their 8th win of the season, knocking off Cincinnati. But the 4th quarter here, Matt, bringing the fireworks, following some cheap shots delivered by Cincy. We've got ourselves just a good old-fashioned bench-clearing brawl, and Brian Flores actually gets involved. So as a player, what are you thinking when you see a coach? Look at this. He has to be held back. What are you thinking? How does it feel when a coach has your back?
I've never had this particular circumstance, but what I can tell you is there is a difference between coaches who played and coaches who didn't. Not that you can't be a tremendous one who did. You're not going to see Bill Belichick out in the middle of the scrum. But D-Flo is a linebacker from BC. Mike Vrabel is a former player that's now leading the Titans. Those kind of guys in those moments, it's hard to turn that fire off. They're going to get mad too, and they're going to get involved. And trust me, when they go back to team meeting rooms, they go back in the locker room, guys are going to absolutely love it that they stood up for him that way.
Yeah, it feels like he's winning over his players. After the game, though, Flores vowing to stick up for his guys, but regrets losing his cool. We don't, because it gives us some fantastic content for this show. Finally, the Eagles making a quarterback change, trailing the Packers 20-3 in the 3rd quarter. Jalen Hurts replacing Carson Wentz and would drop a dime to Greg Ward for his first NFL touchdown. What's the right call moving forward? Stick with the rookie or return to Carson?
Probably a competitive situation because of Carson's future contract. I don't think you can bail at this moment, but it's a tough one to get out of. He's a guy you probably have to trade to get out from under that thing. Would you want to live with a year paying that guy a huge number in 2021 while Jalen's being groomed? Favre didn't want to stick around for that, right? So sometimes that creates sort of a complicated situation. They're going to have to make a call, but fortunately they're a team that's kind of out of it now, so they get to work through that in the final week.
All right, well, Green Bay wins by a couple touchdowns. The Eagles remain in a garbage-tight division race. Speaking of the NFC least, though, my friend, how about the Giants knocking off the Seahawks here, dude? That's like Colt McCoy knocking off the Seahawks. What year is it?
Well, I think the thing that matters most is just getting in the tournament. And we've seen some teams, those Giants teams, people forget those Giants teams that won Super Bowls against this organization, unfortunately.
Yeah, they weren't really good in the regular season.
they were like 9-17,
yeah.
right? And then they got in and they swept the tournament. So, I mean, it's been fun to kick around the NFC East all year. I think what you care most about is you arrive healthy with an identity that you can support and defend in a game against a team that may be a little better than you. We did that in our first Super Bowl run. We really knew who we were. We became really good at what we did, and we could beat anyone doing that. Are the Giants at that level yet? No, I don't know that. But you can walk in with an ugly 7-9 record, and it won't matter if you're playing your best ball at that time.
Well, they're in first place in the division. Turns out you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter. Matt Chatham, adios, potato chip.
That's a good line. That was a good line.
Thank you.